and welcome, Pocket Watch here, and it's about time for another episode of this era, and we're finally going into the muddy road, and a lot of people are excited about this, so I wonder what this road is all about. And yeah, let's go. And as you know, one time during this let's play, I actually by accident reached the muddy road because I was sure that the mod that gives like 4:3 ratio, like this one, is supposed to lock me into the roads that I'm supposed to play. And that was not the case, apparently, just like locking two of them. It's like separating two from two or something. So yeah, we're going into the bridge scene, and then we're going to play normally. So yeah. Let's go to the episode. I will go with the new game, make a new choices, and yeah, I will see you in a second, I guess, on the bridge scene in the muddy road. So yeah, let's go. We're meeting with Trifa. There's Spinner. I missed Mari. Look at that. That's so cute. I love it. Why Ren is always forgetting about her? This is like beyond me.
あなたの父祖に等しい我が死からは、よこしまなる聖人などと、呪いを賜った男ですよ。
Oh wait, I just realized. Holy shit! You would not know this without the side stories. Wow, we now know that he's talking about Mercurius. Labeled as Wicked. I mean, yeah, he was like a Wicked Saint. Magician. Mercurius being called magician back in the day. Could be very well regarded as your own ancestor. Holy shit. As the Renaissance beret created by Mercurius. Wow, this is all getting together. Wow. Okay. That's cool. I have carried his curse even since. Okay. So Mercurius did something to him.
あなたはあのテレジアを殺さないのか?
Yeah, and this question is actually like, you know, like, it's Mercurius, right? Mercurius wants like only one waifu for Ren, and this is Mari. If like his waifu is not Mari, then everything's go to hell, according to Mercurius. Why? I have no idea. Why Mari is so important to him? Is it like actual like love, or like he like love Mari since like, what was that year, like 96 or something, like, you know, when he was like Cagliostro back in the day, named by Cagliostro, because I assume like he's that old, like he's literally immortal, I would say, because everything that we had in the side story just pointed at this. Well, we'll get like some confirmations probably sooner or later in the story. Was an idiot, a fool, an imbecile, a brat, and an incompetent kid who didn't know a goddamn thing. I wasn't even sure if I would live to the end of this, and I would be full of myself to think I could protect and save someone. Yet even now, I remember those days, and humor was naturally a part of the day-to-day life I meant to reclaim. I wasn't gonna listen to anyone grouping her together with those freaks.
俺は絶対お前たちに負けたりしない。たとえ何がどうなろうと、俺があの人を殺すなんて。
There was only one thing I could say.
考えられない。そんなことはありえない。
Right after I declared that. Mother Trifa broke out in a maddening crackle, his body shaken and twisted with each new fit of laughter.
なるほど、なるほど、そうですか。これは、なんともはや勇ましい。負けぬと、勝つと言いますか。この私に、我々に、あなたが、愛を信じて、打倒すると、なんて眩しい。
Trifa, the problem is that you and your guys are constantly trying to capture Kasumi, and that's your problem. So yeah. So my camera is slightly off, and I don't like this. Oh well, I will somehow.
美しく羨ましく妬ましく愚かしい。実にああ、よくわかりましたよ。理解しました。それがあなたで偽りないと。ではならば。
For a moment, I felt captivated by Father's streak of madness, but at the same time, I came to realize something. The eyes. And the voice. In other words, who the abnormal gaze I've been following on my skin these past few minutes belong
これ
to?
があなたの盟友が大体サラトゥストラですよ。ハイドリ秘境。
Okay. The moment he uttered that word, the very canopy of the heavens appeared to tremble in response. An overwhelming pressure seized me, threatening to crush my very bones, almost like the skies themselves had fallen. I found myself pinned to the ground, unable to move as cracks ran through the asphalt around me. The bridge and the seas below hold thousands of tons of steel and concrete, rent asunder by the very presence of a certain being.
率直なご感想をお尋ねしたくありますね。どうで悪くない。
Adequate, okay. Only Father Tripa remained detached from the pressure ravaging Sakurai and me. A voice echoed from above him. A grand whirlpool of gold, or perhaps a hole? Oh, there was an animation, I forgot. Okay, there's Reinhardt. And this is when I'm starting to having questions actually once again. Especially that we played the Sakurai road.
その魂、敵に値する。
Because the three commanders, like Samuel, Schreiber, they could be like summoned, like revived after like having 6 things, I think, opened. That was, I think, the limit. Like the 6 is like the very first time when they can be like summoned, apparently. So how the hell do we have Reinhardt's soul back on the Earth when we have at this point like 1 or 2, I forgot, I think 2 things open? How does that work? Like I don't The projection began to take form before my eyes, assuming the shape of a man. A man of such a tall stature, I'd probably have to look high up to see him. Even if I was standing, his physique appeared quite proportionate as well, almost like it represented the golden mean of the human body. And one could say that this is just the illusion, right? Like, it's just like, I don't know, like he somehow can manifest his soul, just his like presence. But wait in a second. Because I reached that scene, and that was the last time when I recorded last time, the Mari thing. His golden looks, like a terrible mane behind him, dancing wheel in the night air. His features beautiful enough to drive one to suicide. His physical build exhibited no flaws whatsoever. His narrow slits reveal a pair of the golden eyes, gazing calmly upon the world below, the glimmer of the light of hellfire. I had no doubt in mind. This guy was those bastards.
愛しい我が逃げよ。
Built offering.
私はラインハルト。
And I forgot that Reinhardt actually called her an offering. Huh. I quickly recall that there was a man by that name, known as the Totenkopf Black Prince and the Hangman.
清掃13騎士団国安卓第1位ハガルヘルツォークラインハルト・トリスタン・オイゲン・ハイドリヒメフィストフェレスなどと K の演者に祝福されたいわく悪魔のような男らしいよ。
So Reinhardt knows as well. What is Ren? It's not like Mercurius is like keeping it hidden from him, right? Somehow will be related to you, yeah. Reinhard Heldrich, the true commander of the Obsidian Table. His advent left me thoughtfully paralyzed. But amidst pressure overwhelming enough to shatter my very soul, I sensed something else. Only faint at first, but it gradually grew clearer. This is sound? Where was it coming from? It sounded like chirping, akin to the trembling of the resonating tuning fork, growing louder and louder. Oh, there's Mari. It was her voice. I mean, we are standing before the being that we cannot defeat. At least for now. I assume we will at the end. Yep, that's the face of fear. My right arm began to violently tremble. Yeah. Even Mari, who apparently have enough souls to defeat anyone, just like you just need enough plot armor for this, is afraid of Reinhardt. Resonance. Met with a soul similar to nature to hers, Mari's own soul began to grow skyrocket in density, seemingly without limit. Oh, I think I know what that means now. So similar in nature to hers, because Reinhardt have like a body in the castle, right? How was it? Wait, no, that was... His body was like in the real world, and his soul was in the castle, right? And Mari is otherwise. Mari have soul in the real world, but in the castle she have the real body, right? So this is similar in nature, but like otherwise. Yeah, that was like in the previous road, in like near the end. As a result, yeah, she was changing, transforming, like this was some kind of chemical reaction. And her head was terrifying. The emotion thrilling my heart spread over to Mari, amplifying them thousands times over. What could I do? What was I to do? People assailed by fear generally had two options available to them. Or... Well, I charged to the source of our fear, and darkness blanked my mind, and vision with abruptness of the finger snap. Oh! Oh, Mercurius can actually like manipulate like his mind, I guess? I forgot about that this happened, like Mercurius actually said something to Render. Wait, so Mercurius on purpose... What? Why? I'm confused, what the fuck? Mercurius, why are you trying to kill your substitute? What the fuck? A faint smile crept onto the beast's lips as the divine vessel gazed upon the spectacle in a way. It was a clear display of their difference, evident proof that one's superiority over the other as the commander of souls. The beast knew no fear, threatening all who were under the canopy of the heavens as his playthings. The monarch of destruction, his august visage, the very herald of the calamity, bowed before no king or man, yet his dreadful charisma shackled all who knew him. In contrast, the divine vessel knew the hearts of men. Though his heart had drawn in madness, his nature was of the mundane, thus favoring the crude and lowly, able to adapt to all situations and wrapping others through hate and love, remorse, sorrow, wrath and resentment. His cruel web could allow for no escape. As a result, the divine vessel judged the present situation as the omen of misfortune, while the beast smiled at it as fortuneous. The former was in the right, for he knew the hearts of men, and could see the current state of affairs for what it truly was. Yet a genuinely terrifying man was indeed the latter, for he boasted of prowess supreme, capable of trampling all who dared oppose him into dust. Yeah, pretty much. Despite Renfuge's attempts at opposing the beast's terrible pressure, his whole body held in agony, breaking apart with each passing second.
というより、あなたがそうさせているのでしょう。
Okay. Also, is it going berserk? I like how Reinhardt is actually calling Ren it. Like he knows that Ren is Agner better. Unless he's like meaning like his weapon, like Mari. So it's like it, like weapon. And referencing as like the guillotine, not the Mari soul herself. But I think like he means Ren. Because Trifa is saying like driving him to the state, so yeah. Once with graceful words, the other was overcome by sore exasperation, yet neither made a move to
これ
intervene.
は狂信。あなたの魂にこうして彼らは作り変えられている。副首領閣下のごと
The remedy in response to your soul.
相当の蛇が脱皮をしている最中ですな。
Okay.
ならば、
ええ。
Ren body was being destroyed and rebuilt at the same time. They sensed that the scales of the conflict would gradually tilting in the positive
これ
direction.
はいずれ今のあなたを上回るやもし
Okay, I forgot that they said that. Okay, this is interesting.
願ってもない。
And a moment later, the tiny mouse, pinned down by the beast's fierce forelegs, finally broke free. I couldn't tell exactly how long I've been out for, but the situation had changed drastically. My body felt light, to the point where Reinhardt's ungodly pressure no longer hurt. My resistance had increased, and my vision felt better than ever. Though my whole body was seething, my mind remained cool and collected, able to carry out what I had to do without a shred of hesitation.
よかろう、参れ。
Reinhardt beckoned me with grace, his healthy words brimming with elegance. Both Father Trip and Sakurai took a step back, leaving us to genuinely face each other one-on-one. If I attempt to flee now, that would be the end of the line. Unless I beat Reinhardt now, I felt like I'd never get another chance. How Reinhardt is up? Like, how? The commanders are supposed to come back only when you have like 6 or 7 things open. What the actually, Reinhardt can come back at 7. So yeah, they're like on 5 or 6. But what? Why is he here now? I don't get this. Reinhardt, what are the rules of your summoning? Is there like even any rules? It's like the opening things like just a bullshit. A second later, I dashed straight ahead, spurred on by the indescribable hunch.
さて、カールよ。K の考えを当ててみようか。
Reinhardt smiled at my charge, without even looking at the raised guillotine aimed at him, nor he did assume a defensive
ここで
stance.
私と、あるいは相打たせたところで意味などなく、どちらが倒れようと誓いは果たせん。
Okay.
何至極簡単なことで苦にもならん。つまり K、こういうのだろう。
Communicating with Mercurius, huh? I brought down the guillotine upon his neck, pouring every last atom of my being into what I could easily label as the most powerful strike I had ever delivered. However,
ザレロ。せいぜい可愛がれと。
yep, that seems like it's not just the illusion. How the hell do we have that kind of density of soul in the Reinhardt that is summoned after like on 1 or 2 things opened? Like after like Sakurai wrote, like I thought like this is like what the fuck before, but now we know that commanders need 5 at least. How? Also, Mercurius basically said to Ren, go attack Reinhardt. Why would Mercurius on purpose create a situation where he knows that he's going to lose miserably? Like, Mercurius, what's your idea? Why are you trying to destroy your own Afterbere? What the fuck? My blade inflicted no pain on Reinhardt whatsoever, failing to cleave even a single strand of his hair. Yep. I should have been stronger now. I should have been more powerful than I was a few months ago. Mari learned fear, which I waved into the blade, and was able to brush aside that abomination pressure. go for the full CG. Yep, that looks cool. So why? Why was there so much of gap between us? And Mercurius definitely knew that is going to happen. So, what the fuck, Mercurius? The talking of Emperor calmly placed his hand upon the blade, aimed at his neck before leveling his gaze with mine. His eyes were brimming with golden hellfire, the gaze devouring my very soul. I felt my will, my strength waver and fade.
夫人の扱いを知らぬ男に抱かれては、Kのビビしさもくすんでしまおう。歓喜、哀絶、そして高揚。花を飾るのはそれだけでよい。恐怖や憤怒などというものは、所詮泥名をのたうつヒップの業に他ならん。
それ。
カールよ。故に、私なりの愛し方を享受するが、よかろうな。
Okay. So Mercurius is like, yeah, whatever, do whatever you want. Like, why? Like, Mercurius caring about Mari apparently. So, what's the... Just then something happened that made me want to close my eyes and plug my ears. Look at this. Look at this bullshit. What's happening? Look at Mari. Like, Mercurius, what's your idea? Why you made Tren, like, attack him? Also, how can like, Reinhardt have this kind of strength and soul density by, like, opening just, like, one thing? What kind of level of the beast this guy is? Like, apparently, like, you cannot summon him before 7 is open, because, like, he's too strong, but apparently not anymore. There must be explanation for this. Sound ignited out of my eardrums. Its sight boring out of my eyes. I was completely powerless and outmatched. This abomination of a man was completely out of my league.
すなわち破壊だ。すべて壊す。なあ。壊したことがないものを見つけるまでな。K はどうだ？私に抱かれたことがあったかね？
A series of deep cracks ran along the guillotine with a sharp creak. Mari was being shattered. I let out a futile hollow scream. And this is when I have another question. How is this called Mari Road? Mari literally got destroyed by Reinhardt. How is this road called Mari Road? That's why I thought we are on Sakurai Road when I first played this. Because, like, there's no Mari. It must be Sakurai Road. It makes sense. What the fuck?
Nai. すぐに返してやろう。もっとも別の男に抱かれた女を再度受け入れる度量があればの話だがな。
Oh, okay. Now that makes also more sense. So she was like with Mercurius before, like with Zarathustra, not Zarathustra, the Cagliostro, right? So basically he destroyed Mari here and her soul got absorbed back into the castle, so she's like together with her body inside his castle. So he can like bring her back just like he brought back the other like things before. Okay. So maybe like we're working to like getting Mari back in this road? Maybe that's why it's called like Mari Road? Are we going to fight without like any like is this like road going to be like without any weapon at all? Like Ren will be like useless this whole game? As he shattered my Echnerbere with his bare hands and sent me sinking into my darkness of abyss, I saw Reinhardt carrying a befooled Mari in his arms. Was I going to die in place like this?
レイてめえらこいつに言ったい
That was Shiro voice. Did he come to rescue me? What a dumbass. He should have run for his life. He was mad, genuinely pissed off, which was a rare sight in itself, but couldn't for the life of me open my eyes. All I could do was sink deeper and deeper, with no end in sight. Okay. Yeah. I don't get this. Like, why is this Mari Road? Lord of the Dead End, yeah. And now, the pure new stab that I never saw before. So, okay. Let's continue the Mari Road. Yeah, since I've read Sakurai Road, I had a lot of questions about the previous scene. So yeah, great. Probably will get answers at some point. The attack was reminiscent of the flash of light. Oh!
にお目にかかる。私のことはカールから聞いているかね
Oh, he's inside the castle. And he's speaking to Mari, I assume? You know me through Carl? For a moment, Mari felt as if her body was crushed. But then before her senses could catch up, she's being held by that man. Okay, so yeah, he brought her soul back to the castle. Beauty that made the conscious mind go hazy. A voice that flowed with elegance and echoed with commanding nobility. Strength that made his embrace impossible to resist. To say that he had the makings of a perfect man would not be an exaggeration. No observational angle could throw a shadow over the golden mane of his blinding light. However,
のためにこの夜会を用意した。僭越ながら共に踊ってはいただけまいか
okay. However, those sweet mannerisms made chills overwhelm the very core of her being. Chills unlike those of a female outstruck by a high-quality male. That was definitely not what she felt. It wasn't favor, respect, severity, or dependence. That much was certain. And how would one label the sensation? The melody of the orchestra reached her ears. They were standing in the center of the Patalial Grand Hall, surrounded by dozens of musicians.
彼らは私の騎士で同志だ皆がKを歓迎しているさあ共に一曲
And so the ball began, disregarding her
彼
confusion.
は私を何と言っていたねマルグリット
So talking about Mercurius, huh? It was strange, incomprehensible even. Mari felt accustomed to the dancing. Nor did she have grasp of the etiquette required at social events fit for nobility.
理解を深め合う最良の一つとして共通の知人を話題にするのは有意義だあなたの知る彼は
Reinhardt took the lead and did it all without flaw, treating Mari like a girl born to royals and dressed like one. Not a single soul in the hall was looking down on her. Mari looked around in confusion, wondering what was going on. If reason had any influence here, then she was no doubt experiencing a welcome that was most women would only dream about. She was the guest. The host was a man with no visible flaws. The hospitality he provided, nothing short of perfect. Everything was gaudy, grand, and refined. Countless women might be reasonably overwhelmed by all of this, yet those who could honestly say they disliked it were few and far between. Then, what was wrong with her? Everything. The man, his castle, and the music around them felt wrong. She was at a complete loss of words, lacking the vocabulary needed to apply the scribbled sensation. So, did Mari never actually saw the castle? before? I wonder, because her body is like inside this castle, right? We know this from Sakurai Road. How is it that she never been here before? Interesting, if you think about this. Huh. So it's her first time like seeing Reinhardt in person actually, and like being here. Despite her body being here. Huh. He was looking straight at her. Mari couldn't help but shift her gaze away from the glaring golden legander. The orchestral music, flowing into her ears, was both grandiose and clean, clearly establishing itself as the amalgamation of many great skill. However, each and every one of the talented players seems clouded in something off, distorted or warped. Mali felt as if they were performing at the funeral. Then she realized there was something more blatant about them. There was a woman playing the cello, and at the left half of her face was nothing hideous, burnt scar. Wait, Samuel is actually playing the instrument? Okay, she had more talents than I thought. There was a boy playing the flute. His right eye was completely out of his socket. Okay, Schreiber as well as a musician. Okay, hidden talents. Okay, everyone has hidden talents, it seems. There was a man conducting the ensemble. His body was merged with something wrought of iron machina. Confusion gripped her with renewed vigor. Mari questioned the very scene before her. And yeah, I do as well. Don't worry about that. I would not expect them to play any instruments. Before her, as she looked around, realizing that each and every single one of them missing a part of her body, but it's a small amount or a significant portion. Some even looked like they should have not been alive at all. And then it finally dawned on her. She was surrounded by an orchestra of the dead. The golden man smiled. He and he alone, out of everyone present in the hall, seems to radiate an aura of perfection that bordered on the uncanny. It felt almost as if, indeed, as if both the man and the entirety of his world was... Yep. He had consumed countless people. The aura of the dead and suffering still lingered about him. Such was the impression she had converged upon. So Mercurius also sees this as the hell, huh? He spoke with the grace of a devil as Mari finally noticed the core of her own unease. What would explain all those profound thoughts and emotions in her chest? Why did she know words and concepts that she shouldn't? Yeah, because we know that Mari is not like the best, right? Let's say, at like sharing emotions and stuff. Like she's pretty much emotionless and like have like no concept of like fear, love, and stuff like this. But seems like she's like awakening them in this place. Those very questions spinning her head were more than out of the ordinary. And so her lips parted to give life to that whisper. The knowledge she shouldn't have had was overwhelming and breaking everything that constituted her very being. She felt like one of the dead still performing their piece.
地獄か。個人的には呼び名など心底からどうでもよいがね。だが無冠であれば歓喜はない。私の世界においてそれは許さん。言ったろ？愛し方を享受すると。
She finally understood this was fear. The only emotion plunging her heart in his presence was absolute dread. So this was why Cagliostro told her he was a terrifying man. This is why Ren trembled at his ominous golden presence. And Mari could even understand the fine details behind it. Oh. Is Mari going to like use talk no jutsu and make Reinhardt good? With the power of love? That's gonna happen. That's gonna happen. She was like him, but different. They were both beyond But unlike Mari, the man was one to repaint the whole of the cosmos all by his
か
lonesome.
もしれん。
Right, a good comparison would be.
K は大海に落ちても溶けぬ宝石。私は大海を染め上げる墨のようなもの。
Okay, let's see. Jewel that is to melt with the ocean. I'm a drop of ink, so take the ocean takes my color. What kind of analogy do I make out of this? What do you mean, Reinhardt? So basically, if Reinhardt is in the world, then he's taking over the world, basically. Right? Because he's so strong, terrifying and stuff. And Mari as a jewel, so something beautiful and important, I would say, to some people, right? Like jewels. But it cannot, like, connect to everything else, so it's like disconnected thing. So Reinhardt is like growing in strength, while Mari is keeping being the same. I think that's the case. A pebble, a drop, and the drastic difference in their
波
influence.
動と愚動。カールはそう言っていたな。
Oh, that's what you mean. Oh, okay, that makes sense as well. Jewel, wait, hegemony is the ink, because it's like transforming the things around, and transcendence is Mari, the jewel, just change its own form. Okay,
前者は私。後者は K だ。
yeah.
私としてはそちらの方が眩しく見える。
Ooh, interesting.
我が配下にも似たような資質のものが複数いるがね。
Huh. Mari didn't want to know. She wished to say oblivious, yet in the end she couldn't help but
カール
understand.
は波動の激突を望んでいる。無論私もそこは同じ。
Carl desires a clash of hegemonies, so that he don't care about transcendence? I wonder if he said that in specific, or he means both. This is interesting.
故に彼がいて彼を愛する K がいるのだ。
Must come to love him.
この私をどう思うね。
Huh? Okay. Clash of hegemonies. That's the reason for his existence, so for Mercurius' existence. Okay. His existence, so it's either Mercurius or Ren. He can like think about. I think he means Ren because she already loves or at least respect Cagliostro / Mercurius. So I think he means Ren here. He desired clash of hegemonies. But Ren and Mari are both transcendence. Can like transcendence plus transcendence give like hegemony or something? Like, is this like, can like they change nature? Like, is like Ren like going to like change from transcendence to hegemony? Because like Mari is also hegemony and like some weird magic stuff will happen and like then we have like clash of hegemonies? Like Carl wants? Because otherwise it doesn't make sense why like Carl wants clash of hegemonies, but both Ren and Mari are transcendence types. There must be a way to somehow change your like craving and your like type. That's what's like I assume. Okay, so Fury number 1, I guess, for this episode. Oh, obviously don't spoiler me, by the way. Yeah, like, if I'm right, if I'm wrong, just don't tell me. Like, I just want to live in not knowing stuff. The ensemble played a requiem fit for the apocalypse. Their instruments handled by the orchestra of the dead. If this world plunged in the ocean, its waters would all be painted anew in its color. Which was why she was scared of the idea that she and him could be ravished and erased by the land of the dead. That might be the first time she had ever experienced what it felt like to reject something. The golden man grinned, as if that was the answer he had been longing for.
ならば共に天をいただかず岩をここに戦線は布告された
Okay. The attack was reminiscent of the flash of light that took the shape of the shining lance. The battle cry celebrating through the castle turned into torturous hurrahs as they pierced through her chest.
その誓い夢忘れぬように呪いを送ろう痛みが胸にある限りそは恩義を溶かし続ける
What is happening? Did he like pierce her with his lance or something? What is happening? Marius once asked if she wanted to go on a journey, if she was fine with doing nothing but singing by herself for all eternity. Oh, that's why she's like on this like a beach area. This is like another dimension again. So Mercurius like... So basically Mercurius separated her body from her soul, put body inside the Reinhardt castle and her soul into that beach area, basically. That is somehow connected to Ren mind and dreams thing stuff. Okay. She could provide no answers back then. Deliosta promised her to make it enjoyable. She, the unmelting gem in the ocean of stars, would change. She begged him for an answer. What was on his mind when he approached her? What was he planning to have her do? Mari consciousness faded as her mind took a dive through memories. How long had it been since the two had their first encounter? She wished Cagliostro to tell her what could have been going through his mind back then. She felt that knowing that would make it easier for her to accept the striking changes within her. Oh, chapter. Sacrament, okay. Why this chapter is called like that? In retrospection, in a calm inspection of his own many negatives, Mercurius found his taste for jest to be the one that stood out of the most. And I think this is going to be about Mercurius. Let me cut for a second. I need to check how much I have recorded, because we might end the episode here. Be right back. Okay, so I think we are going to end actually the episode here. This is good ending point, I would say, and yeah, this like half of this episode is like the replay of what we played back before Sakurai Road, so the bridge scene, but it's like integral part of this, so I think it should be fine as the full episode, because we got what's happened after Mari got shattered, basically. I'm so curious about this road right now, because Ren is basically without weapon. Mari is back inside the castle. Why Mercurius basically ordered or suggested Ren to attack Reinhardt? With his foreknowledge, he definitely knew that Mari will get shattered. Why? I don't know. Like there's a lot of confusion. Also, why Reinhardt can be in the plane of existence with mortals, with only like 2 things opened. Or like 1 at this point, 1 or 2. That's a lot of things that needs to be answered. So yeah, anyway, thank you everyone for being with me. Thank you for this episode. And yeah, leave up a like if you like the episode, subscribe if you're not subscribed. And I will see you all in the next episodes of this era. So for now, Pocket Watch is going out.